What's good? It's your girl Amani Caesar. Smoke.
Boy, Dre, they forever, baby.
Brian Reeves, Director of 70 times 7.
Man, it's your boy, Artist.
Your girl Tasia's name. Young Laura. Girl named Masam.
It's Young Spook, one half back in business podcast.
Era, the Gap 2 Diva.
Big stuff.
Are you Milan? Here, Milan.
It's your girl, Flaming Gina.
This Auntie Pig.
Boy, Lou.
Ebony, aka Ebony with an I. I'm from the Big Head Radio Show, and I'm
With the King Teeth Network, huh?
And we're back. This is the King TV Network. Welcome back, Royal Family. Thank y'all so much. We have a Youngstowner.
Hey.
Finally had somebody from Youngstown, Ohio. We moving up in the world, people. I appreciate the King here. He got a great story. We about to get into it. But I got Sergeant, and I forget the first part.
ASAP.
Sergeant ASAP, a.k.a. Will, a.k.a. producer, a.k.a. musician, a.k.a. does it all, actually. Has brands, clothing brands, has different small businesses that he started. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Appreciate y'all
shout out to
inviting me out
D.
here.
Lachey for making this happen.
Absolutely.
Super dope, man. Coming from Youngstown, how is that?
Man, always a struggle. Even after all these years of just going through so many things and still being developed, coming back to the city of Youngstown, it ain't really changed that much. It's still crime-ridden, drug-infested, all that crazy stuff that you hear about the ghetto. But Youngstown was built on crime, built on the mob, built on thugging and hardship. So being somebody from that city, I just look forward to tell that story. Also look forward to tell my story, my trials and tribulations, and shit, that's how we're gonna keep it thugging, represent for the city and the O State.
There we go. So that's what we want to get into here at the King TV Network. We love to hear kings and queens stories about how they came up and then where they are now. So you said crime-ridden, murder rate high. Nobody thinks about that when they think about Youngstown.
Man, around the country though, what's really crazy is a lot of people know about Youngstown.
Around the country, but then in Ohio, it's kind of like, oh, it's Youngstown.
Right, yeah, stay away from it, but it's no explanation.
Yeah.
Around the country though, I've been in Missouri, I've been in Alabama, Georgia, and people would be like, oh, you from Youngstown? And the first thing they say is we was the murder rate, like the highest murder rate, like several times, a bunch of times. Like, and so many people and like actual, like top tier drug people or thugging people or whatever, gangsters, I guess you'd call it, cross paths through Ohio. So it's a lot of people that have family here. It's just one of them, low key areas that people just fucking,
So Youngstown, I need to get a better picture of Youngstown. I didn't know y'all was thugging like that.
Man.
What makes Youngstown so dangerous?
I think nowadays it's probably the same situation as it was when I was a youth. Like, there's nothing in place to offer the youth other than basketball, football, and whatever else. But not everybody plays sports. I had two older brothers who was 6'5", 6'7", dunking in the newspaper every weekend, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They look over at me, they're like,
about 5'9", ain't it?
Right, 5'11", right? Like, what you about to do? You about to hoop? You about to do this? Like, I had zero interest to do it. I'm over here on the mixers and tapes and recording and trying to learn how to sample from my dad's records and put it on tape. And then separate the instruments on A and B side. Like, I don't know why I even like this.
What age is that?
Had to be before 12, because after that was crazy, yeah.
So you took to the music early. When did you know you liked music?
Shit, super early, man. Like, that was the one thing that would change the mood in the house. With a dad and two brothers, and it ain't nothing but male energy. Like, you put on a little bit of music, that'll change the mood. That'll soften up you know what I mean? A hard dad at the end of the day who want to just come home and fuss and be a great, you know what I mean? Like, it lighten up the mood through the whole house. So I learned at an early age. Plus also, my family was involved in church. My grandmother kept us in church, so I would go in there and help my aunt set up the equipment, the PA system, and I would just learn everything just by doing it, not to set the speakers too close to the mics, all that stuff. So through that, I would just bring that same information back to my house or my little spot for my homies and just be recording, you know what I mean? Everything that I learned, I just bring it right back to the hut.
Look
like,
what I got.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like, shit, we gonna rub on that.
Right, not even,
Facts.
yeah, absolutely,
That's
man.
fire.
R.I.P. to all them.
So,
Man.
okay, so you grew up with just your father and two brothers.
Yeah.
How was it growing up with just a father? Because that's not normally the case.
Right. Man, it makes you kind of numb to like a lot of emotional shit that you should like or desire, but it also prepares you for the rest of the world. Like,
True.
like
Have
I
that
had
grit in that.
I had zero problem going to another location. I had zero problem going to Missouri and figuring life out. I had zero problem going to Tennessee, and you know, after things wasn't so great, sleeping in my car a few times, having to wake up, work doubles, and you know what I mean? Like really just out there on the grind and thugging. And then when you realize you worked past your goals and worked past your limits, with the knowledge you obtain, with the goals you reach, the money you make is probably the smallest part of it.
Right.
You know,
The
you just
knowledge.
built something that now can't nobody take away from you. Now you know how to stand on your all 10 toes. Like,
Without necessarily a 9-to-5 that's just waiting.
right.
You figured out how to live.
I figured out how to get it. I figured out how to self-activate, like be programmed, be self-programmed.
What does that mean? Because I think that's something the youth need to know. Self-activate, being self-reliant, being dependent on self to get it.
Yeah. Man, it just comes from being hard on myself. Like there is nobody that can really critique me more than I do. If somebody does tell me something, ultimately a lot of people would take it and get their feelings hurt. Like I said, growing up with a father, it made you kind of numb to somebody telling you ain't the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, oh, okay, my bad. I need to go back and keep getting better.
Facts.
Never wanted to be a ball player, but my brothers would have me in the driveway trying to steal the ball, you know what I mean? So naturally, I just had talent. I just didn't, you know,
Wanna go that way with it?
I just left it alone. No, they already 6'7", 6'5".
Right.
What I'm supposed to do? Like, I'm 5'11". I probably could, really. I probably could have, but I was just like, I really just love music. I really just love, I like how I affect people, like specifically women. Like a lot of women and older women when I was younger. So like, again, reminds you, at 14, I was on my own. So
you moved out at 14?
I didn't move out. I just had my own house. I woke up to
Wow.
no parents, went to sleep to no parents. My mom lived where she lived. My dad lived where he lived at.
What?
Yeah. So I was,
So you grew up fast.
bruh, by the time I was like 15, 16, before I left school, I was dating my teacher. So,
Jeez, you hear this thing?
so listen, she was the only person, that's why I say it'll sound fake. So before I left high school, me and her was really tight and really cool, you know, but once I was out on my own, you know, you kind of only got the people that's in your corner.
Right.
So not only was she helping me, you know, with food, throw me some money every now and then, buy me a phone, just keep you know what I'm saying? Keep me up off the ground totally.
Yeah, for real.
Which it was you know what I mean? On her behalf, it was probably some weird shit, but on my behalf, I really fucking needed it. It really, I ain't gonna say it saved my life, but it really kind of kept me from crashing mentally a lot of times when you look in the refrigerator and it ain't shit but the same jug of milk. Like your homies come through, they got money. We get money, it's in and out, but ain't nobody applying that to
What's going on?
you know, my foundation.
Yeah, facts. A lot of money can flow, and you might not see none of it.
Right.
That's how it be sometimes.
For real.
But so 14 to 15 to 16 to 17 to 18, you was on your own. basically.
Mhm.
And then was it at 18 that you decided to go to the military?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was
What that
18.
decision? Like, what made you make that decision?
Shit, I don't know, man. I like to be ahead of everything. So financially, they was giving out bonuses and shit. They were like $50,000, $60,000 and shit. Hey, you want to go be a ranger? Go over here. They give you 60 grand, all that shit. I kind of got jerked because I didn't get none of that.
What?
And then they sent me to a combat engineer unit.
Yeah.
So combat engineering is you go before the infantry. You're basically right up there behind special forces. So fifth group, special forces, the tan beret and the raspberry beret cats. We're up there behind them, and we'll be either clearing the way or just helping them do demo, wrapping C4, making deck cord, clearing buildings, all that type of shit. But, you know, it was, I went in under the impression that I was going to be a construction worker.
Really?
Yeah, they was like, listen, don't you want something so you can get out and take care of your family when you get out? I was like, hell yeah, that sounds great.
Facts.
He was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get you a construction job. I was like, cool. And, you know, if you test in the right percentile, they basically just stick you with special forces. Because special forces is the people who handle all the demo, deck cord, all the major stuff that, you know, like regular soldiers don't get hand grenades no more because too many motherfuckers is blowing themselves the fuck up, right?
That's
For real. So you gotta be like, you really gotta go through the combat engineer course, which is at Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood, Fort Lawson Wood.
Okay, so how long were you in the military for?
From 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when leaving there, what was your mindset? Was it back to the music? Because I don't think.
Nah, not even. Shit, as soon as I left the military, the shit just got dark and bad. Because, listen, I was in Tennessee.
True.
And me thinking, and the crazy shit is like the people that's around the base in Tennessee do not fuck with military. They like make it a point to like not fuck with you.
Why?
I don't know. And it's black people. It ain't even like racist white people. It's like black people that's like, you know, out there. And they, they ain't fuck with a nigga. They did not. Cause it's like really, it's like living in Beverly Hills and right across the street is fucking Skid Row or whatever the fuck that is in LA. Right, okay. So it's two dramatics. Yeah. One side of the street is like a wreck building standing up. The other side of the street is fucking horrible. Yeah, these niggas are suffering. Yeah. Like, and me thinking, oh, I'm from the hood, I'm from Youngstown. They gonna get me. Oh, they see is the uniform. All they see is, you know, clean cut dude that got a Monte Carlo. Like, they think I got everything. But, you know, that's also where it came into play. You can't be blind to a poor man's dream. Or what is it, how I go? You can't be blind to, I guess, a poor man's dream or what a poor man sees as valuable, you know? Like, just because you got everything, don't think that somebody else don't fucking see the smaller things as valuable, you know? Basically what the fuck I'm getting at.
So, what made you make the move to Nashville then?
It's a bigger city. The music is there, the vibes is there, and the energy is more of my tempo. Like, I don't just fit in one category, and Nashville has multiple genres, multiple categories, multiple lanes. You got fucking the West End, you got Broadway, you got fucking the colleges that are there, like you got Vanderbilt. Like, it's so many lanes to it. Ruth Chris right down there. You see stars. It's like a mini little Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Like, but people don't really know that.
Facts.
You know,
and
like you
so
have to go there. Right. You just have to really go there and see all the freaking country people that's rocking it out down there. But that's a good little spot, man. I did more traveling than anything. Like, I lived there, but since it wasn't my home, it wasn't where, you know what I mean, I grew up in the mud at, like I had to just kind of move around and keep myself busy and occupied. Otherwise, you fall into the streets, and these ain't your streets. So at the end of the day, nigga, if you dead on the street, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you. Like, this nigga from Ohio, fuck him. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
for real.
I just had to stay busy. Met a lot of people in Memphis, a lot of met a lot of people, Murfreesboro, Streetsboro, or all throughout Tennessee, man. I made a lot of great friends, connections, and but yeah, I'm back up in this bitch now.
So talk about some of the small businesses you started, because you had a merch line.
Absolutely. So the first one I ever did was wholesaling.
Okay.
So wholesaling houses,
yeah.
yeah, houses. So again, came from one of those moments where I did not have anything. Like I ain't had no money coming in, and the one thing I knew since, you know, being raised with my dad is get your ass to being constructive. Stop crying about it. Go pick up some books. Go learn some shit. Go figure it out and shut the fuck up, and you'll learn it once you get there.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, you're going to learn half of it.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
then the other
I
half
was
is actually doing it and repping it.
absolutely, and people can't tell the difference when they're interacting with me, because a lot of this shit I really just pretended that I knew. I pretended that I knew how to call in a plumber and a contractor and come and do the estimate on the house that I don't even own, so that they can do all the footwork for me. You know what I mean? Call in the chimney inspector, the roof, all the people, you know what I'm saying? And then come up with a contract. Like, a lot of this shit is YouTube, a lot of it is Google, a lot of it is calling other real estate people. So that's just one of my fucking outlets. The other outlet was actually designing merch. I started with when I was doing it for the Army. Like, I make their PT shirts. I do little shorts or whatever, do the logos and shit, just so they could wear on like fun days or extra days or whatever the fuck, just to wear around base. And doing that, I fell in love with the merch game.
Fire. 'Cause we trying to get into it.
The rubber wristbands for $1, motherfucking t-shirts, logos, taking old hoodies, taking old jackets, refurbishing them.
Yeah.
And I learned so much, like house moms and soccer moms.
Really?
Fucking dude,
know it all, don't they?
they told me where to go get the t-shirts for cheap for $1, like solid quality t-shirts
$1.
for $1 in Tennessee, because Tennessee is a cotton state.
True that.
So
You can get good shit.
where the country gets its
$7,
cotton supply
yeah,
from
facts.
is generally the same areas, which is in Tennessee and
So
Gildan.
they can do it for low, yeah.
Super cheap. And then all
Yeah.
you do is press your logo up on it. I was doing HTV. Eventually, I went and bought a t-shirt printer. I was working with the local artists in Youngstown too. Who was it? Kid Rich. Man, like a bunch of people at the stores in the local community, Foster's, Six Brothers, like all the just hit them up and be like, yo, here go a hood t-shirt. You know what I mean? You want these in your store? And me be like, yeah, leave them on the rack. If they sell, they sell. Come back, they sold. Let's put more on the rack.
Yeah.
You know? So I got.
Walked in your store.
I mean, I came up on the, you know, just talking. I used to live across the street from the stores. I used to live across the street in the hood on Albert Street on the east side of Youngstown. So it was nothing for me. Like, my grandma lived up the street. My other grandma lived across the street from us. And then McGuffey and the rest of the hood is right down the street. So
you moved
like,
back to Youngstown about a year ago?
I'd probably say about 2 years ago.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
you hit the ground running with the merch still?
Yeah, still had the merch. This is where I was working in Youngstown, helping everybody. And then
Then the music started to kind of
yeah,
dabble back in?
the music never left. The music just stayed there, but I just kept it as a passion. It's
Gotcha.
just something that drives me, you
Yeah.
know? And then I had built up all this shit. I had bought all this shit, and it was just sitting in my room. Fucking
That's how
machine
it
studio,
Yeah.
keyboards, like all this shit
Printer
that's,
right
and then
now.
I'm like, man, you ain't, once again, I'm like sitting here so bored. I went and got another certification. I ain't get my nursing license, but I got STNA certified. I got my med certification. I'm just you know, I try to do too much. And I was like, let me put this focus in on something, and just my music right now. So
what can we expect from you?
shit, I already got music out, so like that's going. But right now, since I am an independent everything, I'm kind of just building my team. I'm looking for people to add to my collection. I'm not looking to be signed. I don't give a fuck about somebody handing me an opportunity. I'd rather make it. I'd rather create it. I'd rather help the person next to me, so that way in the future and as far as we continue to spread out through the world and through America, we can always just keep helping each other. You know what I mean? Everything don't equal $1.
Right.
You know? So my music is first up. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. Every platform you could think of, IG, all that shit.
Under what?
SGTASAP Music, Sergeant ASAP Music. Anywhere you look it up, Spotify, Apple, it's on there. Google, I'm everywhere.
And who are some of the artists you work with? You named one. Who are some of the other artists you work with?
Shit, nobody yet, man. I
There you
lie.
go.
Listen.
Tap in.
So listen, it's a lot of people. This is the weird shit about music. It's a lot of people that are signed that can work with you, but they can't display any public anything with you. So I don't know what the fuck that's about. I'm learning that shit. So
Yeah.
I can't really speak about a lot of shit.
Really?
So, I mean, if people are signed to contracts and I go saying, we got a project coming up and da-da-da-da-da, and that hurts they side. So I just don't. You know, I just say, I'm always looking to work with more people. I'm always looking to do beats for people, rap, sing, produce for people. But most of all, right now, I'm focused on myself as an artist. So I'm definitely looking to work with people on the music side. So if you come to me, we can get right in my home studio. We can make a beat. We can fucking look for a beat. We can do it. I don't give a fuck. Like, we can go.
I love it.
Like, let's go.
So, before we get out of here, it's called Get It Off Your Chest. And it's just something that we like to do before we see you again, because it's always a part two. We got part twos with everybody that we sit down with, because we like to grow relationships. We like to see where everybody's going. We like to see who's really serious about what they got going on. But it's called Get It Off Your Chest. And basically, it's whatever you need to say to the people, to the new people that's going to see your stuff, to the people that have been supporting you, to anybody that you want to talk to before you get out of here. Get it off your chest.
Everything don't cost $1. To work with me is free. I don't charge for nothing unless I feel like you're gonna waste my fucking time. Hit me up on IG. My Gmail is sgtasap@gmail.com. I do beats, I do production, I sing, I rap, I write, country, pop, rap, don't matter. Come to me with the mindset to work. We'll worry about the money later. I want to build a foundation. I want to build a building, and then look for the people that's coming in to work that motherfucker. I'd rather keep our birthrights with us instead of signing them over on a contract. If you fucking with me on that tip, if you fuck with independent music, if you fuck with independent artists, if you fuck with Ohio State, hey, fuck with your man. Sergeant ASAP Music, I'ma holla at you.
Hey, and this is the King TV.